Hellos. Give me a second while I invite all the people. Actually, I had some pretty interesting stuff for today's to do. I already did some of it. Yeah. Just a second. Let me write here. Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. Going live now. Technical stuff coming up. So, let me see. Can you hear me? Yes, you should be able to hear me. Hello, Pokedrengen. Guanaco. Hello, Keltusar. Perfect. Perfect little crew to start out with. Let me see. I don't want to do any more about that. Let's see. Here I am. Whoa! Who is here? Boom. Hello, Tobias. Let's start with this one. I changed a little on my mic setup, but I'm not speaking so loud now. I changed it a little, so this is let me see. No, this is the new one. No, this is the old one. And now I'm changing it to a new one. This is the new one. Should be a little less podcasty, deep voice, kind of. Maybe a little better, but let's try out this one for today. Let me know if it's totally messed up. Yes, the room is but that's because I took up the rolling curtain thingy. It's this is one of these where the sun doesn't go through. So it's like, if it's down, it's completely dark. And if it's up, it's like, yeah, everything. And I know I shouldn't have light behind me like this, but that's just how the room is. I can't, I also want an office that for me look kind of okay. It's not set up like such for live streaming video, but of course I try to do what I can to make it look fair enough. But yeah, let's see. That's the best sound, so I don't notice a difference. No, and yeah, I played a little around with it yesterday or the day before. And it depends on where sometimes I'm watching and testing out my videos and streams on my mobile, on my TV, and to hear how it sounds and all that. And I just noticed that there was a little too much bass on my voice for my liking. But yeah, it's a personal thing what you think looks good. Okay. Will there be an update around New Year? Well, hopefully there'll be more updates until New Year's. Hopefully soon, when I can fix out this last piece of issues. Hopefully we'll fix that today. And not saying that the update will go out today to everybody, but I hope to be able to fix this last piece of problem that we have had lately. But just to get everybody up to speed. So lately, first of all, going back like 6-10 months ago, I couldn't update I couldn't update Unity due to a bug in the particle effect system. So I had to wait with updating. And normally I like to stay as close to the latest version as possible, because the longer you wait, the harder it is to upgrade. But I couldn't upgrade back in, I can't remember, January or whatever. I couldn't upgrade because there was this bug that made the game look completely messed up. I can actually show it to you, I think, just for the ones who haven't seen it before. Yep, this one. No, that's not it. Let me see. It's the one you sent me. Okay, it's here. I think I renamed it to something. But so this is the bug that was there before. Let it go through here. This is an old video. And as you will see in a moment, the particle will start flickering and stuff like that. So for the ones of you who have been here in the the live streams, you know I've talked about this. But as you can see here, this is the reason I couldn't upgrade until lately, where Unity fixed this problem. Okay, so fast forward, I'm starting to upgrade some weeks ago after my moving and all that, and it actually goes pretty well. Fixed the stuff that was the issue, but there was two major things. There was the problem that transparent textures didn't look good in some mods. Guanaco figured out that was due to some shader graph stuff. I still think it's a Unity bug, but we figured out that if you remove that, you can actually make it work again. So that's fixed. But the last big issue we have is that UMod have also made some changes, which is the package I'm using with UMod. But anyway, for modding. But anyway, what that means is that all existing mods that used a UMod message to execute some code when the mod was loaded and when the mod was unloaded doesn't work anymore because it's not called anymore. So that's mods like this custom torch thing and also some of the other, I can't remember, the customization mod, maybe Guanaco's customization mod, and also some of Panini's mod. And there was a lot of mods that didn't work because they depend on this code running when the mod is actually loaded and not when you spawn something. Anyway, that's the one we are gonna look into today. I can't fix it. The mod creators have to update the mods to use this new thing that I haven't figured out yet, but we will hopefully do today, hopefully. And when that is done, then they should be able to upgrade the mods to work again with this new logic. But let's see what you're saying. And also I can also give you a little update what I've actually worked on today. Modded maps. And Ty, I can't say the name, Ty something. The reshader, was you the reshader guy in Discord? That looks pretty cool. There has been some people have used reshader previously also. I never tried it myself, but I've seen some videos and it looks pretty cool. Yeah, a way to low code in mods, exactly. But let me first show you what I actually done today, because I was supposed to start this day by working on this, but then I got another idea and I just needed to try it out, and then a few hours passed, but it seems to be working now. It's because I figured out that Mod.io recently added a test environment. So now we can actually have and this is specifically to modders, and not also to people who want to test out stuff, to help test out stuff on experimental. But there is a new test Mod.io. You can't do anything yet. Well, yeah. Anyway, it's another version of Mod.io that is completely separate from the normal one, and by having this, mod creators can publish their new versions to this. I will do a video about how to do it because I haven't tested it out myself completely and tried it out. As you can see, there's no mods currently. But the idea is that we have this test environment where modders can upload mods here without moderation in the beginning, so to see if things are actually until people can't control that anymore or handle that. And the idea is that, for instance, Guanaco, who have made a mod update, can upload it here, and then people, which is then on the experimental branch, can go into the console and change the, let me see here if you can see this. So there is a new console command called mod.io environment, and by hitting that we can see that the current environment is set to test, but we can also change it to we can also change that to, let's see, we can switch between test and default, and hitting that it would load, and then you have to restart the game, and then you are hitting the normal mod.io. That's the idea, at least. So that will make it a little easier for mod developers to create mods, and also for users who want to help out, who can then switch to the experimental branch on Steam and then switch to the mod IO test environment. But again, I will do a little video because I just made this today, like the last 2 hours or something like that. So it was just to give you a little status on that. So that would be pretty cool. But the important question is, what does mod.io use the experimental of a mod inside the experimental version of the game automatically? Hello, Amnesty. Hello. No, Guanaco. I could do it so that the experimental build of the game used the test mod.io. But I actually prefer the idea of you can switch, because it's not always that you want to be on the test environment of the mod.io. I know this is adding, and for people who are just players, you don't have to worry about that, and that's also why I'm hiding this in the console, because it's a little more advanced users that will actually do this to help test out stuff. But the environment of mod.io doesn't change automatically of your switch game to experimental. No. As I said, I think it's better that people themselves switch to whatever mod.io version they want to point to, because it's not. Sometimes you might want to be on the experimental version and test out mods from the normal mod.io, the default mod.io. So it depends on the situation and not so much on what build you on, you could say, on what branch in Steam you're on. But does it make sense? But let's try this out. This is not, of course, not released yet because I just made it, but this is the idea. So let's see how it works, and as I said, I will do a little video of a little more, short about how this works for modders and for players for that matter who want to help test out. But yeah, so I just added it. But getting back to what I actually want to look into today, and that is this. Let me just close this one. So that is that loading of things, and Panini is not here, but Guanaco is here and Amnesty is here. And what happened before was that some code on a mod behavior, I think, was executed when the mod was loaded and unloaded. But I was thinking I want to do it in a little different way, and I want to hear your thoughts on that, because I think it makes more sense to, because it solves many problems, more problems, and give more possibilities. What if you, as a mod creator, can create a prefab in your mod and somehow either put on some component or do some kind of definition thing or whatever, something that prefab will be spawned in the scene. One single instance of that will be spawned in the scene when the scene is loaded. This way you can use the built-in Unity methods like start and awake. Well, basically start, I think, mostly. Start and the undestroyed, enable and disable, for instance. Also, you can use all these built-in Unity stuff to do your stuff, like the was it the torch or this customization tool, for instance, too. But so that will solve that problem of making your Guanaco's mod work again. But it will also enable you to do stuff that lives in the game. So for instance, you could have some kind of, you can create a prefab with your script on that finds all the lights and shut them off, or you can have something that, or you could basically do some, also you could do some, if I add a little more stuff, but you could do some kind of gameplay kind of thing, because you can create your own managers and whatever on that prefab. Does it make sense? That was where we used the mod script. Yeah, so you don't need to use that mod script anymore. We will replace it with something that we agree upon today. And then I will make sure that when a mod is loaded, I look for this. Yeah, I don't know how we should do it best. What's the easiest and most flexible and generic way we can do it? But anyway, I will find that prefab and then I will spawn it in the game, or in the scene, after everything else is loaded. Yeah, it could just be a behavior really. I think that's possible. I need to look a little bit into what we can actually do here. Yeah, I know it's possible to make a component and all that, but I wanna see if I can. I'm just let me see. Can I make it bigger so you can better see it? Yeah, the thing is that when I load this, this is the mod host, that's fine. This is something else. But that's an inventory item and it's not that we are gonna look for. Okay. Yes, okay, so we find asset object. So if that is in definition, then we do stuff. So basically I could making a definition would make it easier, but it will be a little odd flow for mod creators to have to create a definition and then just put a prefab on it. Unless we wanna have some more metadata around that. But I don't see, we don't need a, we don't need a thumbnail or description or anything because it will be something I just put in. That loads a scene. Load please everything. Yeah, these will be loaded after everything has been loaded. Yeah, that was my idea. Then you also have the possibility to search for things if you want to find things and do stuff with that. Oh yeah, specific, because I think I can't remember what. So let me take a look here. I can't remember what actually is in this host here. Okay, come on. Oh, that's all the EnviroSky stuff. Let's take a look here. But I think this idea is the best because yeah, as I said, I think it solves both. It both solves the problem of loading some stuff when your mod is loaded by having this, or you can opt into having this loaded by doing something, and yeah, and we also have the benefit of having something to just run in the scene. Of course, you can mess up the game, but people will then uninstall your mod, so it doesn't really make sense. So let's see, what assets do we actually have in the mod here? Because I can't remember. Okay. Static members, nope. Sources. Oh, mod assets. Here we go. So that's all the definitions and icons and model. Okay, here's the prefabs. But the reason I would like to have a definition is that then we have a specific. The thing is, I think it takes a bit of time if I need to go into all assets in a mod and search for a component on the root level of that. because you know it will be a very, very small amount of prefabs that have this whatever component, and we it's waste of time looking for it in everything. So I actually start to like the definition thing better. But is that screwing up the definition system? I wish you could, Risco, if you could rewind back 5 minutes, because I just explained it. But basically, I'm working on a new mod tool features for mod creators to be able to have a prefab spawned in a scene when it loads, basically. Because if I did another, let me see here. Okay, come on. Suggest just a suitable object. Okay, yeah, okay. We don't have definition, is just my representation. Okay. Let's take a look here. So let's undo this. We don't want to do that. We don't want to have that. So let's open up the mod tools, because it have to be the mod tools, and I also need to open up my mod sample so I have something to test with. Core. Oh, and then I have to. I really wish I had an easier way to export the mod tools and import it. It's a little. It's a bit messy. There's too much stuff I need to remember and know, and yeah, and it's too easy, can go wrong. Okay, so the samples here, I'm also playing some custom scene stuff, but can I undo that? I guess so, because I actually didn't do much other than just add this custom map. We can leave it for now, that's fine. It's just a testing thing. So let me think. Okay, so we need the entity definitions. So what should we call something like this? Let's imagine that you are a mod. Now when I'm in this, I'm a mod creator, okay? So I'm sitting here in my mod, and I need to create this is a fireworks entity definition. So we could call it something else, but it shouldn't be an entity definition really. It should be something different. But anyway, somehow I can in here go to. Now I'm just playing with how this should flow if we make it this way, how I'm thinking it should work. So you go into create and you create a fireworks Mania. It says definitions here, but it could be something else. What should we call something like this? What is this? It's a mod prefab instance or whatever. Call it prefab loader. Nah, not prefab loader, because the thing you create here is what defines what prefab you want to have load on startup. And you could have multiple of these in a mod. You could have 5 or 10 or 0. So that definition you do here, I keep calling it definition, but I don't really like that definition thing, because the definition idea is more like, you know, something that describes metadata around a fireworks or prop or sound, game sound and all that. I don't like the definition name. I need to call it something else. And if you're new to development, you are thinking, well, how hard can it be to figure out a name? But naming in game, in development in general, is really, really tough, because you have to very specifically and shortly describe what this thing is supposed to be used for, or is doing, or is made for. Yeah, Keltasar, you were seeing this is the first custom map I was working on, but now I need to fix this other problem first. Startup prefab, yeah. But really yeah. Really, it's about a prefab. Table completely turned. Start a prefab. Startup prefab. Yeah, something like that. That could work. Under definitions, yeah. Okay, let's try it. Let's see. Okay, so let's create startup prefab definition. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, what should we call it? Okay, we have to go with something just to get started. So let's call it startup prefab. Okay, let's start with this one, and then let's grab something from here because I can't remember how that works, and let's make it public so people can use it. And basically what we actually need to go, we just need to grab something from that one because we basically just need a no where is it? Type blah 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 blah. Where's the prefab? Am I completely? So we have fireworks. Can't even remember how this was made. Okay, here it is. Yes, this one. Okay. And maybe we should have some validation. We got as well. Okay, so let's start up prefab definition. Tooltip. The prefab. That's. We'll work on that later, but happy Sunday, Mr. Gaming. Okay, so basically now we have this definition here. I also need to do this little trick here. New startup prefab definition, fireworks definitions, and let's call it definition. This is just so it shows up in the menu. We have to put on this up here. Startup prefab definition. Yeah. Okay. So that's a definition. Then we can create that. Now I can. No, I can't do that. I have to get out. So okay. So this is the core. Now I need to build this. And then handle mod. Where is we have this? I need. That's this one. What I'm thinking about now is when this is actually gonna happen. Because this method is loading while it's just going through all the mods here and loading and handling the mods. Loaded mod hosts. What are we using that for? Now it's a matter of when in the sequence this is actually done. Because I want it to be done after everything has been loaded. Oh, but that is happening. No. Because the scene is loaded and then the mod stuff is loaded in afterwards. So it should work. Okay, let's just keep it simple for now. Let's keep it simple for now. Let's say, okay, so inventory. If it's an inventory item, this is just some general stuff. Try setup dynamic. We could actually try setup. Okay, I might optimize this at some point, but now I'll just to make it work. Startup just to test out. That's always a good idea to just make it work first and then optimize and clean up and all that afterwards. So let's do that. Startup prefab definition, and then we say asset. So this is the loading of mods, where I'm gonna say, okay, if the asset object in this asset we're going through, if it's a startup prefab definition. So if it is that, we can do that by saying, so we try and cast it as this, and then if this is different from null, it's actually there, and thereby we can do something. We can then right now I'm just gonna try this just for the fun of it. So I'm just gonna instantiate the prefab. We can't get to that because I'm an idiot. Because I made this private, we can't access it. So we could do a public prefab game object. With a, we can actually do it simpler. I think we can do something like this. So it's just a way so we can get a reference to the prefab that we want to instantiate. And right now I'm just gonna do it in this location here, but I might change it later on. What? I should call it prefab startup. Anyway, and we want the parent should be actually, we just put it under the mod manager for now. I'm gonna change that, but let's just say it's under that. Fine. Because this is not a, these prefabs, that these startup prefabs are not supposed to be anything in the actual game, you know, like an object or anything. It's more like a controller or manager that just runs in the game, or for instance in Guano's case, make sure that he hooks up to some events or whatever and does some stuff. And that one, first we made it work. Yes, exactly. Make it work and then go back and see how we can do it better. Yeah, I would love to have NPC with reaction to show real fireworks and kind of scare them. Yeah, and actually something like that should actually, I hope to be able to do. My plan is actually to extend the mod tools to make more and more of also the ideas I have myself, like NPCs, to let them be doable via mods. Because that means I can use it to build something fun, but modders can create something completely different or even better. In many cases better than I can. But that requires that we have some more events you can hook up to. For instance, if you want NPCs to fly away from fireworks too close or say hooray whenever it goes off or something like that. But that's not the stuff we're looking into now. So what I'm saying here is that basically I'm loading in the mod and doing all sort of stuff for all the assets in the mod. If it's a startup prefab definition, we're gonna instantiate it under the mod manager game object. So far, so good. Let's just do, okay, this is okay. Nice, it's running in the background. So let's try this, and nothing, best case scenario right now is nothing happens really. Because we don't have anything to load yet. Exactly, the custom ladder rotation. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you might be able to do something, but also that it's fine that you're doing it this hacky way right now with the ladder, but I am also hoping to be able to add custom tools at some point. So you can do in a similar way, add tools to the tools menu. But now if you have an object that runs in the game, you can actually, yeah, rotate the torch or whatever. So we are in here, asset bundle, memory. Ah, okay, that's just a mod thing. Let me see, let me check something. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna delete some mods. Okay, so basically this was fine. Some mods were loaded, there was some errors, but that has nothing to do with that. So it worked. Well, didn't break or anything. Because it was loaded before the asset load, and it was sometimes broken. Ah, okay, so you couldn't find it. Yeah, okay. Okay. So let's see here. What are we? So now let's export the mod tools, because then we will get a new we will get some new mod tools. I need to export this package, yes, and then I have to open up another. Yeah, and this is where it becomes a little messy, and I would really like to have this more aligned. You couldn't care less, really, both mod creators and players, but for me as the developer, typically what you want to have is something that require a minimum of human interaction, because humans tend to forget stuff. And as you will see here, when I build the mod tools, I have to do a lot of weird stuff that I need to remember, and that's not ideal, but I haven't figured out a good way to do it yet. So what just happened here is that I exported the mod tools from the Unity, the game project that I have here, into a Unity package. To convert that into a package that you can use in the package manager, I need to have another application here, basically an empty Unity, and this is pretty annoying. And then I have to import that package here. And I might have changed something. Yep. So now I'm importing that. And this is basically, this one. So that will upgrade, the core here is upgraded, the core DLLs. This is in the mod tools. So this is a wrapper around the mod tools to make it update all this. And all these has been updated because I put on this external forces. Later on changed it to be automatic because somebody was too lazy to do it themselves. But anyway, it's fixed now. So everybody benefits from the external forces. Anyway, more about that in the changelog when it gets out. So this is the mod tools now. And now we have that imported. Then normally I will have to push this up to GitHub, and then in my in the mod project where I'm actually building the mod, that will be the project that you mod creators are in. You would have to, I can go in here and update the mod. Anyway, too long a story, because I have it locally, I can do something different to make it a little easier for myself. And basically you don't care about this. I should be able to go in here and go in there. So I'm just skipping so I don't have to upload it all the time. I just have it on my local machine until everything is working, and then I can push it up to people. So what do you think, Guanaco? Let me test it. Yeah, humans forget stuff. Yes, exactly. Cats will order it. I don't know, but anyway. Yes, I added so smoke, the external forces on smoke is added automatically to all particle effects that is named something with smoke. So if you have a particle effect in your mod that is called smokes or background smoke or black smoke or something with smoke in it, it will automatically apply external forces to it. So it actually and you can see it in a moment. I can show it in a moment because I haven't added it to the fireworks in my sample mods. There's no external forces added to that. We can just check that so I don't forget. But let's say we have this. Anyway, I just upgraded it. Doesn't matter. Okay, now it actually have because okay, bad example. Now it actually have because this prefab comes from the mod tools, and that one have external forces added. But I can show it in. Did I make a video of it actually already? Anyway, it's added to all smoke fireworks. Anyway, so keep it simple. I just upgraded the mod tools in this project here. So now I should be able to, in here, create a definition startup prefab. Boom. My test startup prefab definition, whatever. Doesn't matter what we call it. And you can see we can put in a prefab. So let's make a prefab here. We can't do it. We just do like this, create empty. My startup prefab. And then let's take it, drag it down here. And to make it even better, let's also add a script to it. My startup prefab logic script. And this is, I hope you follow along because this is gonna be crazy. So on the prefab, we put on our my startup prefab script. And now we're gonna do something completely insane that you should never do, which will be to let's write out test log, and let's do a debug log, and let's say start up prefab works, and to be sure it actually let's say invoke, so we invoke this every in seconds, let's say every 3 seconds. So every 3 seconds it will type out this log thing. This is not a startup prefab you should make. So we have a prefab with this logic on it, and we have the definition here where we need to put in our startup prefab right here. So boom. So now we have our mod. It have a startup prefab definition with a prefab on, with a script on that do stuff. Perfect. So now we're gonna build our mod, which builds directly to my mod folder of the game. So just by doing like this, successful, I can go over to the game, start it up, and hopefully, if everything works, we should see debug log every 3 seconds saying this startup prefab works. I'm just gonna do a mic drop if this works. It's just like boom, and I'm just gonna leave. Okay, no, my mistake. But that's anyway, my mistake. And the mistake is that I should have, the method is called invoke repeating. Exactly. So I don't run once. Time 3 seconds. Oh, sorry, that's the invokes the method. And then repeat every, okay, so every 3 seconds. Okay, so it, boom. So it waits 3 seconds and then it repeats every 3 seconds. It is actually already working, but let's just do it so you can see it works. So I don't know if you understood what I did there, but I just called it, my script in the mod was wrong because it only called it once with a 3 seconds delay. Now I changed it so that it calls that script with a 3 seconds delay and then call it again after 3 seconds. So now we should see a debug log saying this works, this works, this works. So let's see. Boom. Okay, let's test out some more stuff. Let's also take a look over here because we should see that it's under the mod manager. My startup prefab, which is actually not a bad place to put it, really. I think we just leave it there. Yes, nice. But let's try something else because so now we have this repeated. That's a bad example because you would normally not do that. Let's instead, just so we can see it works, let's see start, so we can see when this is happening. And then we have destroy, because this way you can use, I think, then you can use this to because you had an unload and a load one, so in your sample, and that's often what you would like to have. So here we can, now it should debug log out, you know, when it's initialized and instantiated, and then also when, you know, you quit the you restart the level basically, and if you quit the game, quit the, if basically if when that prefab is destroyed basically, and that will happen, you know, when the game is reloaded or yeah. So that's actually pretty good. And this seems like a small thing, but this actually makes a lot of stuff possible. Yeah, it will be reloaded. Okay, so let's see. We can see here. So we can see my startup prefab logic start, and then that's it. And we can also see the my setup prefab over here. So let's try and restart. Now we get a lot of other errors, but that's due to some, okay, let it load. That's due to some other master audio thing I need to fix. Yes, JJ Blocks. I'm actually working on because the UMod changed when some methods are called in their mod scripts, so you can't use these on mod loaded events anymore to run some code. So now I'm changing that to something that makes more stuff possible and also helps fix this problem. So right now I have made a startup prefab definition that you can create in a mod and then put a prefab in, and that prefab can then have scripts on it. So you can, for instance, find stuff, do stuff, whatever you want to do under load. Just as you could, basically as you could before, a little. So here we see the log. So we saw it called start, and then there was a break. You can see it on time here. And then I restarted the map, and you can see my startup prefab logic on destroyed was run there. So that's where you would take down your stuff. If you want to clean something up or whatever in your mod. And then we have all these errors that you don't have to worry about, that I will figure out how to work with. And here is the startup logic again, because it's executed again. And that, maybe it's a problem, maybe it's not a problem. Right now I won't do anything about it, but as you can see here, it loads my mod. This is the one with this prefab in it. And that of course starts the prefab. That's the sequence I talked about before. And then it loads the next mod. So this will continue. If you have 20 mods installed, it will just go down and then instantiate these as it loads. If that's a problem, I don't know. But if it's a problem, I could maybe do something. So while loading mods, I collect all these things that needs to be instantiated, and then I instantiate them at the end. That's also a way to do it. But let's change that if it becomes a problem. By the way, is there something like a mixin in Java and C#? Huh? Mixin? Mixin, I don't know what that is. Yeah, hello Mania. What is the story inside player log? We always having... Yeah, but I actually not completely sure, but it's something... It happens because this one is called, and it apparently happens when the master audio is partly destroyed, or maybe completely or something, and then there's a null reference. And I think it might be because I'm in some script, but that's another thing in Unity that is very hard to figure out, where this is actually coming from. Because you can see here, it can also be just a master audio problem really, but I think it's also partly something I'm doing. Because you can see it comes here from the undestroyed, stop sound early, it does stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly something is null here. So it might be a master audio problem, it might be me setting it up wrongly, or something like that. I'm not completely sure. But it always happens when you restart a map or close a map or something like that. And I know I have some stuff in some undestroyed methods that maybe could trigger a sound indirectly. And maybe that is the one triggering it, but I'm not completely sure. Yeah, it still works because it only breaks when it's shutting down a map, and then when it's loading the menu or the map again, then everything is set up again. So it doesn't really, everything works fine, but it, to be honest, as a developer, it really annoys me getting these errors every time you restart a map. It's not every time, and that's the most annoying thing. And that's also what tells me that it's a timing thing. I don't think it's every time I get this. So yeah. Annoying. JJ Block, but it still works. JJ Block says you can create a class, I believe, with the mix in attribute, which you can use to override code from anywhere. And stuff you can with reflection. Well, C# have some. You can do some. There is some runtime compiling of code. Actually, the console I'm using now, per default, have something like that. So you could write some code in a console that executes. But yeah. Right now I've chosen to do it this way. I can't see if I know there is, and I actually think the guys who did Umod have another package that Umod actually might use that does this on the fly compiling thing. I think maybe when you add a script to a mod, it's actually, when loaded into the game, it's compiled or something like that. But that's also, and because it do that, that's also why it can check for IO stuff and make it a little more secure this way. And that's also why I decided not to. I could also allow including assemblies in the game, but I don't want to, because if I just blindly allow mod creators to add random DDL files to the game, you can do a lot of stuff that is not good. So I'm trying to make it more secure this way, even though it also limits what you can do. But it's a balance. Yeah, I think actually I would like to push it like soon. I just have to figure out. I might need to do some. I think I would like to test a bit more maybe, and I'll be sure about the name, because the problem is actually mostly the name, because if I change that I will break your mods, so we don't want to do that. So do we like that? So now I'm in Unity, that is where I create mods. So this is what maps to what you guys are doing. So in here I will go in, create fireworks Mania definitions, startup prefab definition. Yeah, maybe it's okay. JD Blocks, I doubt there's gonna be people with ill intentions that will have the knowledge to include malware in mod. I'm very sure that will happen at some point, if I allow everything. Sadly, I know it's annoying for the FML mod. I know that it will be, but I simply don't dare to allow including these things, because you never know what people will, and people will do stuff for sure. And one thing is, if people download mods from random on the internet, but I really want to try to protect the players of my game, to be honest. And especially coming from the in-game store, if people get it from there and get virus or whatever, not good, get hacked or whatever. Yeah, Keltusar, but what JJ Blocks want is me to enable so you can include assemblies and stuff like that, because then you could do a lot more. And we could basically have, I guess, a FMML module in the store without people having to do any extra work. But JJ Blocks use it for good. There will be people that use it for not good stuff, sadly. If nobody did anything bad, we needed to have locks on our doors and password on our accounts and stuff like that, but people will do that. So I have to go without the others. I don't dare to enable it. Yeah, it's annoying. But that's how it's gonna be. Okay, so do we... JJ Blocks, Guanaco, Amnesty, and the new mod creator, Kel'Thuzar. Do we like this name? Startup Prefab. It's a pretty good name. I just need to put a little better tooltip on it, but I'm not sure I like this definition thing. The reason I have so much trouble with this is because it's very hard for me to change these things once I've, published it to you guys. As you know, it's very annoying when I do stuff that breaks all your mods and you have to go back and change 200 mods. Nobody likes that. So that's why I really want to have things called the right things, put the right places from the beginning, but it's just not always possible. And what is annoying me with this name is that the definition aspects of things, that definition part of the name just, in my mind, makes it a little more, as said before, it's more like, for the other definitions, there's metadata around something. This startup prefab doesn't have any metadata around it. It's just a prefab that needs to load. There's no description, there's no thumbnail, there's no timing, there's no sorting, there's no... But maybe we need that at some point. Sorting could actually be a thing in the future. And that is easier to add when you have something like this, because adding a property to a definition, I'm pretty sure I can do that without breaking anything. But imagine that you have multiple of these and your startup prefab depends on something from another mod that needs to be loaded first. So you can give your mod a later sort order index to be loaded later. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what I was saying. It's sad, but you can just enable all stuff he could do with different module just without the hacky things. Like, yes. Can you add a function to the startup prefab to automatically attach it to a certain game object or only start it in a certain scene? What would be the use case scenario, JJ Blocks, for having it? I understand a certain scene, but why? What would be the use case where you have it? You need to have it under specific. Because what I would do is with the setup we have here, you could have a prefab with a script that finds whatever object you want and instantiate whatever you want under that. Make sense? So it gives you the possibility to actually do what you want with what we already have here, because it's a very specific scenario to want to have the prefab spawn under a specific thing. Yeah. Yes, it's always easy if I do the work. But I also have to, but all lines of code I'm adding to the game makes it harder to maintain. So that's why I want to do the stuff that helps you that helps the most of you the most, if that makes sense. Stamino, what is stopping you from adding multiplayer? Time, basically, and also the fact that this game was thought of as a single player from the beginning, and that was my goal, to create a good single player fireworks playground game. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm also very aware that multiplayer is the most requested thing. So I do want to add it and look into it. And I plan to do that next year, because Unity just came out with their new netcode for game objects, and that's the one I'm planning to look into. But I cannot promise, and this is very important, I cannot promise that multiplayer will be a part of the game, because it might require such a big refactor that it's simply not possible / worth it. So yeah, but I will look into it next year. But if it will be a part of the game and really work well and all that, I don't know. Add multiplayer, please. Multiplayer added yet? When multiplayer? Why multiplayer? Add multiplayer. Yeah. So that is the reason. And the reason I didn't do multiplayer from the beginning is the classic game developer. I don't know if you have seen other game developer videos, but as you see on YouTube, the majority of devlogs stops with number 1 or 2 of the devlogs, because people underestimate scope creep and do a game that is too big. And I've done that many times before. So this time around, I really tried to make it as simple as possible from the beginning, to make it work, get it out there, release it, to see if it's something people wanted. Because else I would have still worked on the game, and I would still not know if anybody of you wanted to play it. So it might be a waste of time. So therefore it's better to get the minimal viable product out, which is a single player simple version of this, and then extend on that. And that's what I'm doing. Mods is also something that was added after release, because there was a high demand on it, and I could see that the game was popular. And then by adding mods, I could, because I'm just one person doing this, so adding mods enabled me to give the power to some mod creators to add fireworks, because it takes a long time to make fireworks, but it's not really adding that much more fun to the game. You know, it maybe take me like 8 hours or whatever to make a new rocket, and then you fire it off twice and think, yeah, that's fun or that's bad. Where it makes more sense for me to improve the mod tools, so mod creators can create a lot more fireworks than I can ever do. That benefits all people, you know. And I can focus on making the core game better and have more possibilities. And then, yeah, the cycle goes around. So that's how I'm doing it. Oh, cool, JJ Blocks. What type of game? Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't even know how many pieces of fireworks in the game. I think I have in the core game in the game, I have added like, is it 60 maybe or something? I can't even remember, but 60 or something like that. 60 pieces of fireworks, which took me a long time. But I also did the game meanwhile, so not a fair comparison. But you know, I don't know how many we have now. 1,000 maybe more. Okay, 73. But Keltosar, do you know how many we have if you include all mods? How many pieces of fireworks do we have? I have no idea, but it's a lot. The 73 is the native ones, I think. It's I created the 73, I think. And then you guys created like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 1,000, to be honest. It's your version of the default game Early Bird in Android, but for desktop with some special touches. Okay, I don't know that game. Like Flappy Birds? Yeah, might be too much with all the mod. But anyway, there is a lot of possibilities for more fireworks, and most of it looks better and more realistic than the one I have done. But that's also, first of all, is because I'm not as good as it and I don't know so much about fireworks as some of you guys. But it's also because my built-in fireworks is mainly focused on performance. It's a balance again between performance and looks, but because I know people will just mass spawn things, I would like it to perform as good as possible with the cost of looking a little worse, if you could say. At least so far. So there's 143 firework mods. Yeah, but how many fireworks pieces are inside each mod? A lot. Some of them have like 20, 40. Just a second. I'm back again. Just people just smashing in the door. Hey, blah. Anyway, so startup. Okay, getting back to your request, JD Blocks. I don't think I will create it so it's created under specific one right now. I don't. But anyway, by having this definition, getting back to this definition, I think I would have the possibility to add stuff because we have this metadata layer around it. I still don't like the definition name, but I cannot come up with anything smart right now. Yeah, see, Amnesty alone is on 100 cakes. Yeah, shells, 50 rockets, exactly. Yeah, so if there's 143 fireworks mods and on average they have 10, then it's well over 1,000. Yeah, let's say 100 of fireworks, or just a lot. But anyway, getting back to the topic of this definition here. Startup. Prefab to be loaded upon mod loaded, actually, because it's when the mod is loaded, not when the scene is loaded. The scene is loaded before and then mods are loaded in afterwards. Prefab to be loaded upon mod loaded. No. Prefab to be instantiated upon mod load. I should describe that a little better. Oh. any way to get the mod name in monogame? Huh? Are you asking about Fireworks Mania or something else? Okay, prefab. What is that I want to say? I want to say that it would be a single instance. A single instance of the provided. Oh. Will be instantiated upon mod load. On mod loaded. On mod load. A single instance of the provided prefab will be instantiated upon mod load. Cool, kaldte det. Let me... I think actually I could add a console command so you could see how many fireworks are loaded. That would be easier. Remind me that. I think I can easily add that actually in a moment. Okay, so we have this. This is fine. We have that. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's it. And it loads on the mod manager. That's fine. And we can load the. We can use the on start and on. But should that be here? Oh, that's a tooltip, but it's just like I want to give people some more information. Oh, that's another thing. I also looked a little. No, I've just researched a little bit around if I can do some auto-generated documentation. You can build some documentation website based on your some specific comments in your code, and I would really like to have that, because we're getting more and more into this scripting thing, and really there's no documentation or anything. There is a few videos I created, but scripting is something I haven't talked a lot about, because when people start using the stuff, I can't really change it. It's harder to change because it will break stuff. So but I think we're soon getting to a point. But it's also like, then I need to take time out and create this documentation thing, and it's a little boring, to be honest. But I think it's really needed soon. it would be nice to have, because this is just a tooltip that show up in Unity, and I would like to put a little more words on it for people. Yeah, good to have you here, JJ Blocks. Have a nice fun with the school works. It's important. I'm just gonna put it in here. This I can always change. The tooltips can change, that's no problem. Okay, but so I added this and added to the tool. And this is where it becomes very annoying that I have to remember all these things. So this is it. Check something here. Okay, fixed. No. Added start up prefab logic. To replace the old umod on mod loaded and on mod unloaded. Kind of. So let's see this one. Boom. Okay, so we add that, and then I have to go into the mod tools here, and I need to also upgrade the mod tools. One, and then we have to go into the changelog. Destroy events. I'm just writing the changelog for the mod tools here. This is meant to be used for start on events and not visual objects. I don't know what to put there. So instead of unreleased, we could name it, as I've done, experimental. Let's do like that. Okay, that's good for now. Added new startup. Oh, startup prefab definition. So Guanaco, now it's been added to the experimental version of the mod tools. And just a second, I need to upgrade because then it should upgrade automatically. Just a second. This package one here. So this is now actually 5. So by adding this, you should be able to click the update button in Unity. And I will package up this version, or I will merge it into experimental, because I actually have done a few things, so I can push that out, because it won't work. You can use the mod tools, but you can't use your mod in the current version of experimental until I push this. So I will just update the change log here in the fireworks Mania, because I have actually added some stuff. We can do like this, then you can read it to the right. So we need to do like this, and we have a 0.5, and it's the 5th day. So now you can see me update the change log. We also fixed the transparency issue, right? We fixed out the shader stuff. Okay, so let me see. I'm looking at my other screen here because that's where I have my progress here in the project. So here I can see, you know, whatever I've changed in this. It's not because I can remember it as such. So what I know I added feature to have a startup prefab from mods, meaning mod creators can now again have a logic run at startup, which something that there's too much information now, and that's where it's really hard to be me, because sometimes I'm communicating to mod the creators, and sometimes I'm communicating to players. And now I was about to write a little technical stuff, but this changelog, the changelog before was for mod creators, so that could be kind of technical and explain what things do, but this one is for the players basically. So I should phrase it differently. Yeah, Guanaco, as I said, I don't know if you wrote this before, but I'm just updating the changelog now, and then I need to merge the changes to experimental, and then having Unity to build it, and then I can upload it and push the update. Yeah. But first I need to write this added feature, so yeah, but Hey Riley? When multiplayer? What multiplayer? When? What? No multiplayer right now. Added feature to have a startup prefab for mods. Basically means mod creators can now again have logic run at mod load. I have to write it like this. I can't write anything, which broke doing some, there's too much anyway. Anyway, I'll just do like this. Boom. That's fine. Let's see if there's more. But yeah, I think Kildasar said that too. Let's do that right away. Let's update the Streamlab bots right away, because it gives a different, a wrong idea. Cloudbot timers. Yes, here it is. No, it's the multiplayer. However, I am planning to look into it and research in the future. Then it works all year long. It should be upgraded now. Let's see. Okay, maybe I can't do it because it's just wrote it. There is some kind of timeout. Ah, here it is. Yes, however, I'm planning to look into it and research in the future. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, getting back to the changelog so we can get this pushed out. So we added, and this is, we need to have added here. So it looks like that. And what have I done else? I have, I have changed. No, I actually added. I have actually, that's an added too, really, because added logic to enable wind. I've just called it wind effect, so people know wind effect to all smoke in mods. Does that make sense seen from a player's point of view? Meaning all smoke, meaning smoke in old mods should now also be affected by wind forces. That makes sense, I guess. And the next thing is that we need to change the wind because now it's always the same. But that again, back to the weather, and then all these things go that we have talked about. Actually, I had another idea. I don't want to say that. I'll show it when I get to it. Else there might be some other game creators stealing my idea. Not gonna say anything about that right now. Okay. Trigger. Okay. Yeah. Changed UI of the console a bit to make it a bit easier to read. Autocomplete suggestions or whatever we want to call it. I basically changed it so yeah, it's a little darker and also changed some other stuff with the console. No, well, you're right, Amnesty. It's actually all particles. Yeah, I did end up changing it so it's not just smoke, it's actually everything. To all fireworks in mods, meaning effects in all mods should now also be affected by the wind force. Something like that. Yeah. Amnesty wanted on everything. But let's see. I'll push it in a moment and then you can check it out and see if you feel any performance issues. One other thing I also realized, because there was one writing to me that I should make a setting to remove smoke and remove wind effect, for instance, and all stuff like that. And that makes total sense. And but it just, first of all, I need to do the logic to do it. That's one thing. But I also, and that's actually even a bigger task, is adding it to the UI, because I need to get it translated and blah, 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 blah. And then it struck me that I could just do a lot of these settings via the console. Because the majority of players don't need this. And then if somebody asked for it, then they could just enable or disable it via the console, and I didn't have to change the UI. And then when we have some settings that is commonly used, and I get to the UI redesign, then I can add all these settings to the UI, but it makes it a lot easier for me to add these things quicker. So I don't know why I didn't think about that before, but it's just I have to think about this new console possibilities I have now. Infinity Gaming, are you French? No, I'm Danish. Don't we have any French people? I can't remember. Of course we have some French people, but I don't know if there are any active French people in the community. Yeah, exactly, Amnesty. And I think the majority of people will be okay with the console because it's not the majority of people that need settings like this. And I think people would rather have it faster and having to go into console writing, and also it helps people. So even people that is not, used to be in a console, it's pretty easy to open it and write whatever people are telling you to write, and it will autocomplete and stuff like that. So yeah, but let's move on with this. Yeah, so basically that's it. I added this feature to startup prefab. That's actually, didn't take a while long to do, but I think this will have a pretty big impact. What you can do, we have this wind effect thing, and we have the console changes. I haven't, this console setting thing I just talked about, I haven't added that. I just got the idea like earlier today, so I haven't added that, but I just think it's much easier for me to do it that way. Should I add? I think I will. No, I don't want to add it to this one because players don't care about that. It's the transparent material issue. I don't want to add it to this changelog because players don't care. So, turn number 5 today. Add a user. By the way I do the changelog is that I do this, as you can see here, I have one for each version I put on the experimental branch. So, and this is the last official release. So when we are ready, and I think we will soon push this to everybody, if this the transparent issue is fixed, and this loading thing, as soon as we have that fixed, I will push this version to everybody, so everybody gets this version. And you can see what I'm doing here. I just have all these changelogs on the experimental branch, and then when I push it to everybody, I just manually take all these changes and combine them into one changelog that is then pushed out to players, because the majority of players don't care about all this experimental stuff, but just want to have the all combined at the end. Anyway, let's update that. Update changelog. That's actually fine enough just to have like that. Let me just very quickly see if I can, and we keep that as a secret. Don't put it in the changelog. But let's see if we can make a method that write out how many things has been loaded. Let me think. Let's see if we can do something like this. Let's just try it out. So I'm just to help out Kelter, so I don't have to manually count it. FM total. What should we call it? Total fireworks count. Is it a It's a bad idea. Let's try that just for the fun of it. Let's see. Isn't it inventory instance? Inventory manager. Inventory manager instance. Definition base. Let's see here. Isn't that a get the definition items? Here we go. Okay. We also need to do this. Why did music stop? Oh, okay. Let's just change this too. Boom. Ah, okay, that might be good to have in the actual log. Actually, don't want to do that. But I want to go down here and I want to say total loaded fireworks count. Pieces of fireworks. So you see what I'm doing here, Keltazar? Boom. With your programming skills, you know it. There's a total of something loaded pieces of fireworks in the game right now. In the inventory. In the inventory. Because it's not loaded in the game. I have no idea if this is work, but let's try it out. I remember the fuse nodes were not glowing in the experimental either. Was that part of the same issue? Oh, the croissant. The croissant. Yes, I like croissants. But no, I'm not French. Still. But it was a good guess. Okay, let's see here. Anyway, I'm jumping around a little. I will get in a moment, Amnesty, to your question here. Let's see. Total amount of fireworks. Boom. There you go, Keltazar. I just saved you counting. So right now I have 97, but I haven't loaded a lot of mods. Fuse nodes on mods, but let's check it out in a moment. Let me just check this in. So this is just a fun little thing. Added new total fireworks count console command. So Keltazar, now you can just write that, and then you have, when you loaded all the mods, you can write this, and then you will have all the number. Anyway, Amnesty fuse nodes. Let's try something. Let's. The problem I can't. The problem is that the other texture issue was that in the editor I couldn't see the problem. This shader graph problem wasn't visible in the editor. It was only visible when I built the game. So I actually cannot do it this way. I have to actually build it. So let me show you my beautiful face while I do that, because some stuff here you don't need to see. No, it's not super secret, but yeah. And actually normally anyway, I can build the game here manually, and that's what I'm doing right now because it's a lot faster. But what I normally do, and what I will do also in the future, now it's just because now I'm live, so it will be nice to have it pushed right away. But normally what I do is that I take the branch I'm currently working in, and then I'm merging that into an experimental branch. When something is pushed to that branch, there is a build Unity service set up to check out that change, build it on their servers, and then I download that build and uploaded it to Steam. And the reason you do that is because if you... Damn it! Okay, there is a problem actually, Kel'Thuzar, with that mod IO thing switching. There's a method that is apparently not... Anyway, getting back. The reason you build the game on a different server than the one you're making on is because you can actually offer than you think, forget to push stuff to the source control, or you have something locally that makes the game build fine, and then there's something you haven't checked into the version control, and by having another server build it, you are sure that what you have in your version control is actually enough to build the game. So like I haven't worked on a game for 2 years on my machine, then my machine crashes, and then I figure out, oh, the thing I had in my version control doesn't actually build because I missed this file and this file and this file. Too bad. So that's one of the reasons it's a good idea to have a build server separate from your own machine. Okay, I didn't follow the chat here. Start making mods with scripts. Cool. Did you make the free version you promised? I didn't promise the free version. Okay, but let's go back here because we have this problem. This one is a editor thing. Okay, so maybe I have to do it in another way. This is the code where I'm switching this for the ones of you who was in here in the beginning. Okay, so we set the global variables. Oh, so this, but this one is obsolete. So how do I do it? It's because I made a new method, so you can switch between a test mod environment, a mod IO environment, and the normal one. But set runtime data. Okay. Question is if that actually works. So if that is... it's because I made a console application, so console command, so you can switch, but this is for advanced users. You can switch from the default mod.io environment to a test environment. And this is useful for mod creators and for people who are helping out mod creators test their mods in the experimental branch, for instance, or yeah, it doesn't have to be the experimental branch. It can also be in the normal one, but you can have some more. Yeah, you can switch easy this way. So let's see here. So let's do like this so we can see it. mod.io environment. So we do like that, and it's the default environment. So, and then I can change it to the test. So it still says the default one. Let me try something. Do we have all these master audio problems again? See, it didn't actually change it. So let's see here. The reason I'm looking into this now is because I can't build the game because I'm apparently calling a method that is only usable in the editor. So I'm trying to figure out how to change these mod.io things on the fly. I thought I figured out, but let's see here. So mod.io. Oh, okay. So so it did actually work. I just needed to restart, but it also says, if you take a look here, now it says test. But if you see the manual for this, it also says, because I put it in there, get or set the mod.io target environment. Requires a restart after changing the environment. I should maybe just put in changing. Okay, and when I do this one now, it shows me that I'm a test. So really, and that's because I restarted. So if I go out now, we should see that the mod.io workshop is basically empty. But let's see. Yes, cool. But that's because there's no mods in this new test one yet. Okay. I know this is super confusing, and yeah, but that's just how it is. Okay, let's try that. And no, there's no secrets in this, so relax, people, relax. Let me try and do the build again in a moment. Jesus. So, we take a look at my beautiful face again while I build this stuff. Boom. So, what are you people talking about? Yeah, people buy the same game every year for 60 euros. Yeah. I just talked about the other day with my kids about FIFA. You know, how can they sell the same game every year? And it costs money to buy, and you spend a lot of money on in-game purchases. I don't get it. Oh, you all made it with the prefab loader. Oh yeah, we can try it. Just send it in a DM. We can try it on stream here. Ooh. So Garnako already built a mod with this new stuff, so let's test it out. And sadly, I still can't build the game due to this annoying thing. Why can't it If editor. Yeah, but fuck. I have to ask the guys on mod.io. Editor only. Okay, I just wrote to the mod.io people asking if there's a way to set it in game, because for now I sadly have to remove this command Keltosa and other people, but it's fine for now because it doesn't, this test environment is empty and all that, and I also need to do some information about how to use it and all that, but it's just so annoying. I can't use this method. It fails. Oh, it fails when I try to build it on this one, because this is only usable in the editor, so I can't put it in a build. Oh, annoying. But anyway, Guanaco made a build of his customizer, so let's give that a quick try here. And I think that will be the last thing today. Just a second. And he's back again here. Let's see here. So much like that. And let's try and start up the game. So let's see if we get a new prefab under the mod manager. Excited, Guanaco? Am I saying that correct? Guanaco? Okay, I'll do something here.
Guanaco.
Guanaco.
Guanaco. Guanaco.
Guanaco.
Guanaco.
Guanaco. In Danish?
Guanaco.
Guanaco.
Guanaco. Guanaco. Guanaco.
Can you hear it?
Guanaco.
Guanaco. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that. Guanaco. Okay, that's it. Okay. Oh, I still have my other one also. But anyway, let's see here. Let's check here first. So we check the mod manager. Oh, and we can see there is this one I have from my sample mod, and then there is this script container thingy, which also have a canvas and stuff like under that. Interesting. Okay, so let's see if it works. I don't know. So how is it working? Okay, I want to see it working. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know how this works. Main effect. Okay, so just run through and take all the effects. Okay. Oh, we can see, we can also check something. I can't check that, but it do light up here in Amnesty. But again, it's in the editor, so I have to check it in the build to be able to see that. But it works. Woohoo! Woohoo! Okay. Yeah, boy. Works. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. And let's Works. Boom. Nice, nice, nice. Perfect. Okay, there was a problem with me having that in. Do we have other? No, we don't. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Just want to see some smoke. It's the fuse node from mods. Diffuse. What? Here you have your bonfire. But this is on the experimental branch. You have to switch, as Killsai is saying. Oh, we still also have this weird blue effect. There's something odd with the smoke look. But anyway, but it actually moves. As you see, the wind effect is apparently carrying it that way. So this is the wind effect in effect. And also the smoke from the fires should also be affected by it. But especially in the town here, the wind is not so strong. So okay. Anyway. Let me. We don't want to change that. Okay, so sadly I have to comment out this one because it doesn't work right now. I can't build the game with this mod.io thing. Okay, let me see if I can build it now, and so I can push it out. We go back to my face, and then I do the magic. No. Yeah, but I will check the fuse in some mods. But as I said, I have to do it in a build, and right now I can't build it due to this new method I created that use apparently a function that only works in the editor. But I commented out this mod.io environment switching command. Nobody used it anyway right now, so, and there's no mods on the test one, so yeah, no problem. But I really would like to change this on the fly and not yeah, I have to check that out. Anyway, it's not so important. It was just an idea I got this morning, so I just added it, and it works fine, except not in a build. But I'll figure something out. But I'll make a build now. I need something to drink. Yeah, okay, it's building now. Let me get something to drink, and then it hopefully finish, and I can release it to Steam experimental branch, and then I can check out the fuse things. So be right back. And he's back. Okay, it actually did finish. Woohoo. Okay, cool. You'll get my face again here while I'm just preparing a release. But now the changelog is not completely correct. Remove mod.io. Because the changelog actually say I added this method and I didn't, so I will need to update that quickly. But it's no problem. No problemos. Let's see here. That's, and then we go here and go here. And so let me try and upload. There's lately been an issue with Steamworks where I cannot upload a new version until I try it 10 times or something like that. What are your thoughts on the reshader preset in the making? Let's see here. Let's see. Where did it go? No, so I haven't put up anything new. Yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. I guess this is the reshader one, right? But it's hard to see from a picture actually. Videos are better often. Oh, sorry. But it looks cool. But there was like half a year ago or something like that. There was somebody creating a lot of stuff also where it looked like it was had rained on the ground and stuff like that. Looked pretty good. Working on a shelf. Nice. So this Amnesty and Keltosar, this fuse issue, it's the orange one you mean, right? It's not that somebody created this fuse connection point thing that you can spawn. It's the normal one that is in the game too, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it's thinking mode. But you're saying in mods it doesn't work. It's not glowing. But let me try and upload this and let's try and start it via Steam. So what? It's very annoying. Oh, it's over. Jesus Christ. I think I was trying to upload the wrong version. No, it's the right one. Why is it? What? It's so annoying. I can't upload a new version. I've tried this. It's been like this for weeks now. It's so freaking. But this is now I'm getting another error than I used to. Not glowing, but maybe that thing is due to this shader graph issue. So maybe if some mods has been built with what? File not found? What? Okay, this is just Steam being super weird right now. People saying it's a server issue. But come on. Okay, I can't push a new version right now. I'll just keep trying while speaking to you guys. But apparently I cannot upload a new version right now for some reason. Which is pretty annoying. But what I was trying to say is that maybe due to this shader graph issue thingy, maybe mods built with shader graph, even though they're not using it, but just having it in a project might make it not glow. Yeah, because I actually did open a ticket. But I didn't open another one because they were saying that they worked on it. But to be fair, this is I'm getting a different error now. But I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to show or say about this backend of Steam. So that's also why you're watching my face now and not my screen. This is really, really weird. And why? Well, it's been doing this a lot, but usually I can just keep trying and then it works. But this is another problem. It's another error I'm getting. And of course it happens on a stream where you are actually sitting and waiting on this update. Perfect timing. Okay, I'll try again here. I know it's a little boring just watching me, but you can get some B-roll if you want. Is that better? Some old B-roll, that is. Yeah, I know. I used to open a ticket and then it starts working, but actually just... To be honest, I think there is something wrong right now. Okay, let me try something else. Let's just make sure it's not me. What if we take a little older version? It's saying a different error, so now I'm trying to upgrade upload an older version of the game just to see if it's the package that I just built that there is something wrong with. Oh, it's a Steam problem. Yeah, it's a Steam problem. It does. It's the same thing. We'll just keep trying. No problem. It's not like we're in a hurry or anything. We have all day. Except I don't. But anyway, for the ones who wasn't here in the beginning, and especially Guanaco, Amnesty, JJ Blocks left, but Panini if he was here, but he's not. He usually joins around now when we are... No, that's Amnesty joining when we are ending the stream. But anyway, Mod.io recently, well, with their latest upgrade of the website and API, they created a test version of their website. So that means that we can now have a similar but completely different Mod.io version of the game, or not version, but a different Mod.io site and game on Mod.io, meaning that we can, you know, as modders, you can test upload stuff there and then point your version of the game to that, so you can actually test stuff. And this is very useful when we are having these experimental stuff where we fix broken stuff or stuff like that. It's a little more complicated, but that is software development and game development, sadly. But again, I will do a little video when I know a little more, because I just set it up today and did some stuff, so I don't have any experience or any samples or anything yet. I need to play a little more around with it. It was just like I just ended it off in the beginning of the stream, so I just mentioned it. Okay, let me see. You sent a sample here. Okay, yeah. And that is in the so Amnesty just sent me a picture of this node, fuse node, not glowing up, and it's only from modded fireworks, and you are running on the experimental version of the game. Yeah, I think it's something with the share graph, but it must be a, you know, it's a Unity problem. It's working for me, but it's working for you in your own mods, or in, what if you try and get the same? I can open up the experiment version here. Okay, let me try here. Then we also have something to look at while I try and upload this freaking version. Let's see. So you have a specific mod, Amnesty, you need to test, but of course it's the same for me. If you see it, I see it too. Somebody did that also already, right? It's any of them, so it's both your mod, and so it must be Kel'Thuzar's mod too. And let's try this one, and let's just try something. This one. Okay, let me try in here, and then let me try in the editor too, and see. And most likely it works in the editor, and that's most likely due to this freaking Unity bug. Oh, it's so annoying, man. It's so annoying being held back by stupid things like this. It shouldn't be a problem in the first place. So let's take one of these blue lights, light blue lights. Let's take also this one. That's from my sample project. Okay, so let's see. So this one is wrong, this one is wrong, this one is wrong. Why is my project working? Okay, let me try something. Let me try and delete, because what is different is that I built mine with the latest mod. Let's delete. So I delete my. Okay. So now I deleted my sample projects, my sample mod in my folder, and then I'll try to install the one from here, meaning the one built with the old version. Like, it's really old. It's like from, yeah. Wow, it's almost a year old soon. And now, let's see if my old version, the old version of my mod also have the same problem. Let's try the tube again. It's the same one. Yeah, same problem. I thought we only had one issue left before we could publish this version to everybody. but apparently not, because I need to fix this, because it seems like if you build it with the new mod tool, it works. As you saw, I built my sample mod with the new mod tools, and it works fine. But all the old mods don't. Yeah, exactly. We need to build it with the new mod tools, but I'm pretty sure not all mod creators want to rebuild all their mods. So you need to do that. Exactly. No, what I can maybe do is if I can figure out what's the difference here. Then I might be able to do something, but right now I have no idea what's going on here. And it's also very hard to ask questions to Unity or the forums about this, because it's not like only my, it's mods I load into the game that suddenly doesn't work. And, they will just say, well, you messed something up or something like that. But yeah, Unity changed something. Or Mod.io did. Not Mod.io, sorry, Umod. That could actually also be... It could be another thing to try out, to figure out if it's Umod that changed something or Unity. No, I don't think it's Umod either. I mean, I like the experimental update with the changes that already happened. It's not game breaking. Yeah, but it's... Yeah, but it's... The problem is this glowing of these is a pretty essential thing of the look of the game. When you fuse stuff up, if you don't see that, well, it doesn't really matter, because you don't have to hit it anyway. You just need to point to the fireworks anyway. But it just indicates to me that something is wrong. Right now we're just seeing it on the fuse thing, and we saw it on the suddenly non-transparent textures. So what else is messed up? Because I'm pretty sure this have an impact on other stuff too. I don't think, Guanaco, if you build the game with the old version of the mod tools and run it in experimental branch, pretty sure you will have the same problem. Because it's not yeah, you wanna try to build with the old, but but the problem is it can go wrong so many places. Because if you upgraded them, if you kept the mod tools but upgraded Unity and built the mod and you can only test that in the experimental version of the game, which is built with the new version of Unity. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but the problem is, even though if you do that, remember UMod is both a part of the mod tools, but it's also a part of the game. So in the experimental version, it is the new UMod that is loading stuff in, but you will be building the mod tools with the old version of UMod. So it could also be that there is a bug in, you know, the new UMod trying to load in old UMod mods. But I'm also pretty sure it's Unity, also because we saw that thread of other people complaining about a similar thing with the transparency and all that. So it's very likely that it's a Unity thing. Also, no, you know what? We actually do know that it's a Unity thing because it works in the editor, right? Let's try again here. So let's take the 2 from before from my old mod. And where is it? Okay, I need to. So now you can see there it works. And we can take this other cake here and we can take this one. We can take this one. And here, see, they all work. So actually we do know it's Unity because I'm very confident that UMod doesn't work differently loading in mods in the editor and in a game. Whereas I'm pretty sure Unity have some pretty significant changes on how they do some stuff and what they include. So this it looks like some shader thing not being included. And it's apparently a part of Unity, but it's getting stripped out or something like that when building, or I don't know. The problem is I don't know how to, because if I go in here and look at these, it looks completely normal. Let's take this fuse thingy here, fuse standard, fuse effect. Isn't that the one? No, that's not the one. This is the one. This is the one. So here. So this material here, it's just using the standard shader. And this is set to opaque. The other one was cut out, right? Can't do anything to do that. No, but the question is if I can do something. Because if I can identify what the problem is, I can maybe when I load the mods, I can look at the mod version, and then I can do something if the mod is built with an older version than the one you have. But I need to figure out what is the problem, and it's pretty hard to do when I cannot see the problem inside Unity. And I know, you guys in here is, mod creators and technical people, most of you. And so you don't care, you can just fix it. But remember, there's a lot of players out there. And if suddenly all transparent textures starts to look weird and the glowing of the fuse connection is weird, it starts to be really odd and not very good. Anyway, let me see here. I'm still, while doing this, I'm trying to upload this new version to experimental. I know I jump around from one problem to the other, but let's see. Yeah, but the problem, Guanaco, I can't force or know or whatever that all mod creators will do that. Of course, there's sometimes I just have to break stuff, and modders have to update the mods. But in this specific case, I just have the feeling that I might be able to do something. Because it have to be something with a shader or a... But we actually not the shader graph issue. You know, my mod have never had shader graphs installed in the project, the sample mod I'm using, and the game have never had it. So shader graph is a little out of the picture actually. Maybe your mod worked because you built it again, and not because you removed shader graph really. But are you sure about the shader graph being the one breaking it? Wasn't it because you just built it again? Oh, why is my camera not getting... Okay, my camera just... Okay. I think the live stream is over here because my camera just died. Even though it should charge itself while... Okay, ending on a bad note here, and I can't even... Okay. I don't know even what to put here. We can... I don't know. Okay, the camera died. Bad way of ending a live stream, but this is how it's gonna be. I have to first of all we have to make dinner now, so I need to go anyway. I will continue to try and upload this version to the experimental branch. When it works, I will post in the experimental channel, so you know. And then I will try and look a little further into this, because actually the transparent texture, as you also said, Guanaco, is a fairly limited issue, because you know it's very few mods using that. But the fuse connection point thingy, the yellow thingy there, that's very commonly used, and that should work. So that breaking is weird. So I have to think a little about and test some things. Yeah, but the ask Unity thing, I can't just ask Unity, I have this problem. I have to be very specific, because imagine how many questions they get and how many things can break in Unity. So I need to be very, very concrete, and I need to have a reproducible problem. And that's where the modding thing comes in and makes it even more complex, because you know I'm using a lot of third-party things and doing things on my own, so somewhere along the line things can break that has nothing to do with Unity itself. So I have to be able to have a reproducible sample that shows that this is a Unity problem, and I'm not even sure it is. I don't know. But it could be something with the asset bundle thing, how that works, but... And I also have the issue of things being built with an older version and then having to work in a newer version. So, and this is also the reason I haven't, I didn't start out by adding mod support, because things like this just adds up. And this is also the reason why I haven't added a lot of different ports of the game, because then you can just multiply up the amount of issues if it only we needed to work on phones and consoles and blah blah blah. Anyway, ending on a little bad note here, but we did some good things. This startup thing, let's focus on the positive thing. this starter prefab actually worked and solved the problem. So that's a big win. And that will enable you to do a lot of stuff in the future. So yeah, let's end it off with that, and I will see if I can figure something out. Or eventually, if everything goes bad, we will have to live with it and then just continue. Because of course also there is a limited amount of time I can spend on this. But it really annoys me that it does this. So, but anyway, thank you for today, and see you in the next live stream or something like that. Bye.